What the heck is that? And what's it doing on my layout? So, why is there an N-scale locomotive on my layout? I said the N-word. Ooh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Now, to answer that question, we have to rewind a few years. 8 years to be exact. In 2009, I was laid off from work for approximately 7 months. And at the time I started getting bored. And I was looking for something to do. And as you guys know, I'm an HO scale guy. I've been HO scale since I was just a wee little boy. But like most teenagers growing up and things like that, I kind of drifted away from the hobby for many, many years. So during the 7 months that I was laid off, I started getting bored, and that's when I became interested in the hobby again. And I didn't have any layout or anything at the time. So I decided to start small, and I actually built a N-scale layout on an old door. Not many of you guys know that. And that's what I tinkered with. It wasn't anything fancy, you know, a couple ovals, you know, basically an oval with a couple switches, and made another oval inside an oval, and just did a lot of scenery to it. Kind of getting back into things. Well, that kind of led me to wanting to get back into HO again. And honestly, that was the first time I was introduced to DCC, so that was new to me as well when I got back into HO. And the room we're in now, I decided to devote to HO scale layout, an HO scale layout. And at the time, it was just like an 8x11 L-shaped. Look back at my videos, you'll see it right from the very beginning. And I didn't get too far into it until I wanted to get a little bigger, so I expanded and used a little bit more of the room. And then it didn't take long until I wanted to get bigger than that, so I expanded it again. And then for a fourth time. This is the fourth time, and now it's the entire room. And this plan was done by the track planner, and I appreciate that. And I know a lot of you guys, not to change the subject, have been screaming for me to do a layout update. It's coming, I promise. I'm just getting back into the swing of things here. From the beginning of this year, beginning half this year, I was super busy with work. Didn't have time to do anything. So now I'm getting some time to do things. Holidays are coming up, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas time. I have a bunch of time off during those holidays, so I will be hitting it hardcore. And I do plan on starting with the paper mill area. I want to continue with that. But anyways, back to the N-scale thing. Here a few months ago, I started really kind of getting interested in some of the N-scale stuff again. And in fact, I even went to an N-scale train show, all N-scale train show here last Saturday, that was in my area. And I even picked up this custom-made N-scale boxcar made by CMR Products, I believe that's who I bought it from. And it says N-scale Weekend, Altoona, PA. That was the name of the show. And it has the Everett Railroad logo and everything here. And so actually none of these names that I'm throwing around probably really make any sense to you unless you're from my area. But I had to have that. I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, I was very intrigued and really liked everything I saw there. There was a lot of layouts there that were really nice. And I thought, man, now that really got me wanting to go with a little bit of N-scale. So I do have something coming up to announce as far as N-scale. I'm going to just keep that a little secret yet. But what you see here, this is not my locomotive. My good buddy Stephen Atwell at Midwest Model Railroad. This is out of his personal collection, his stuff. He was nice enough to send that to me as a loaner just so I can check out some of the newer N-scale stuff, especially things with sound and lighted ditch lights. So he basically just sent this to me so I could play around with it. But I do have to send it back because this is his. But anyways, I kind of like it. It's pretty neat. And I'm actually going to point out some things on it just from an HO guy's perspective, because I think it's pretty cool. But that's why it is on the layout. And I'm actually planning on maybe doing some N-scale reviews in the future if anybody's interested in that. So I'm going to start dabbling in N-scale. Now, don't freak out. I'm not leaving HO scale. I'm still an HO scale guy, and I got way too much invested in it to turn around and walk away from it now. So no fear, I'm not leaving HO scale. But N-scale's starting to intrigue me a little bit. I've been really enjoying playing around with this a little bit. Now I only have a straight section of track here to use. But this Intermountain SD40-2 is very cool, and it has a lot of features I've noticed that not many N-scale locomotives have yet. Sound is being one of them, factory installed sound, and lighted ditch lights. I think it's pretty cool. Let's turn them on. Another thing that I'm kind of impressed with, well, I'm not kind of, I am impressed with it. For being such a small locomotive, it does have some really nice sound to it coming out of it. More, you know, a lot better than what I would expect for being something so small. I really like it. You know, and like I said, I'm an HO scale guy, so really going over something like this is kind of a new perspective for me. I noticed like the little eye bolts and lift rings at the top, they're really not eye bolts or lift rings, they're just kind of stubs. But I mean, from a distance, it's pretty cool. And this one actually has separately applied grab irons up it, which is really cool too. I don't know how many other N-scale locomotives have separately applied grab irons. Like I said, I'm still relatively new to this. But the sound and the ditch lights, that's really cool. Now they don't alternate with the horn. I'm assuming that they are controlled by one light source, so there's probably no way to just change a CV to make them alternate, but I mean, who cares right at the moment? Not many manufacturers out there have lighted ditch lights on, or operating ditch lights on N-scale locomotives. But man, this thing's pretty cool. So yeah, that's why there's an N-scale locomotive on my layout. And I will give you a little bit more information on why, or what I have planned. Let's just say that, what I have planned with N-scale, other than doing some reviews, especially reviews from an HO scale kind of perspective. You know, from a guy that's always been HO scale, I give you maybe a different perspective. Okay. So look for a video very soon in the future on what my plans are going to be with N-scale. Also, I want to mention my previous video that had the Intermountain Tier 4 Gevo, that review I did, and that was actually the one you seen at the beginning of the video that I moved out of the way. I mentioned in that video that Midwest Model Railroad, we're getting CSX, UP, and NS in stock in those. They are now in stock as of today. As of today, as in Saturday the 26th. I'm not sure when this video will go live. So jump on over to Midwest Model Railroad. I have the link in the description, along with a coupon code to save 5% off of that, and it's free shipping on any order over $100. So with the coupon code and the free shipping, it's probably the cheapest place online that you will find those locomotives. So if you didn't get one, you better grab one now, because I know most of the first run is sold out. But also, I will let you in on a little secret. Intermountain actually produced 2 road numbers in each of the CSX, UP, NS, CN version, and what's the BNSF, I think is the other one. The 5 road names. They actually produced 2 more road numbers in each one of those that they did not tell any of the dealers about. And they are just now going to be shipping to the dealers any day now, maybe in another week, something like that. So there will be even more of them showing up at Midwest Model Railroad after the ones that they just got in today. So be sure to look for that. That was a little secret thing that Intermountain did. They kind of had a little secret and didn't tell anybody. So that will be the last ones coming then from the first run, and who knows when they're going to release them again. So if you want one of them, you better grab one. And let me tell you, I love it. It's actually very nice, very nicely done from Intermountain. If you don't believe me, go back and watch my review video if you didn't see it already. And another thing I did forget to mention in the review video is the rotating bearing caps on the axles. That's a pretty cool feature too. I kind of rushed that video a little bit because I haven't had time to make videos, and I wanted to get a review video out there. So that slipped my mind as I was making the video, and I do apologize for that, and I will mention it now though. Another cool feature from the Intermountain Tier 4 Gevo. Alright, I'm done blabbering. Check the description for links to everything that I've mentioned, and keep watching in the near future for what I'm up to with N-Scale, and also more HO layout updates. I am getting back into it, so, and not to mention, I'm going to have a full plate with review videos coming up probably through the rest of this year, and even next year. I already have some ideas and review videos that I want to do as soon as things are released. So I probably have 4 to 6 videos already in my mind that I'm going to be doing. Not to mention the Scale Trains Tier 4 Gevo. We got to check that out. That should be very soon. Alright, I talked enough. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.